My name is Billy Cannon. I'm a principal here at Offit Kurman, and I'm practice group leader of the Landlord Representation Group. I joined Offit Kurman quite by chance, but I'm very happy that I did. I had known more of Tim Lynch, who's our managing principal, for years. He and I went to not only the same high school, but the same college, undergrad. And so is a name that had been suggested to me multiple times while I was going through law school. I went while I was teaching at Gonzaga, our high school. And so when I was coming out of law school and looking for a job, I had called Tim and had asked him about the first job I ended up taking at a different firm. And when that didn't go so well, after a couple of years, I shouldn't say it didn't go so well, I was just looking for a change after a couple of years, I reached out to Tim again. And as luck would have it, John Raftery, who was then the practice group leader of the Landlord Representation Group, really the founder of the group, had an opening, was looking for someone. I came in, I met with John, we hit it off, and I started, I think, at Offit Kurman on December the 23rd, and I went to landlord tenant court in Washington, D.C. that day. So much like my lease story about, spelling lease wrong when I was in 4th grade, I got into it right away here at Offit Kurman, and it became very clear that this landlord representation group, despite some of what I will say the connotations of being a landlord attorney, was a really, really fun and dynamic practice group, a group where growth was not only possible, but probable and likely. And I think one of the things I always tell my clients is that in DC especially, who your lawyer is if you're a landlord really matters. So it gives you a real opportunity in DC anyway to do some real good for people who are property owners and are trying to keep that going, because it's not easy. One of the reasons I started looking for a new firm is that my original law firm, like a lot of firms, I think, was not as transparent as Offit Kurman is about the work that all their attorneys are doing and how that work is compensated and who's originating what. And I felt as though I was sort of, and this is obviously hyperbole, I wasn't really doing this, toiling in a back room, and the powers that be at the firm would take notice of me once in a while. When I came to Offit Kurman and sat down with John and certainly with Tim, it became clear to me that Offit Kurman had a much different approach and a much more entrepreneurial approach to encouraging even attorneys who are associates to come in, get their hands dirty, originate business, and really become an integral part of the firm.